Hello everyone, I thought I would do a quick video in regards to paying attention to your animals and especially your dogs. If you're looking for signs of your passed away loved ones visiting you, because your dogs may just let you know when your passed away loved ones are visiting. So I figured I would share some stories about different things that have happened in the past for us. Years ago we lived in the country and we had a couple dogs that had passed away, and one of them was Champion, and it hadn't been too long after Champion had passed away, and we were in the living room. Our dog Pal, who's a black lab, was laying on the floor, and all of a sudden he sat up and he started staring up at in the air at the ceiling, and we kept wondering what on earth is he looking for. And at first we thought, oh, it must be a fly or something, and we're looking around. We didn't see anything, and he kept looking around, and then all of a sudden he got up and he went and got his play toy, the squeaky toy, and he started wagging his tail and running around in circles from the kitchen to the living room, from the kitchen to the living room. And we thought, what on earth is he doing? And he was looking up in the air, and we thought, what does he see? What is he doing? We figured that maybe it was our dog Champion that was coming to visit, and he had seen Champion as a spirit. So that was really cool, and he did it quite a bit right after Champion had passed away. We just always figured, oh, it must be one of our passed away dogs coming to visit, or maybe a passed away loved one saying hello, and we just accepted it. Then when our Dusty was really sick, our cat, and we knew she'd be passing away any time because she hadn't drank water or eaten, and she couldn't hold herself up. And so we were laying in bed and we were talking about it, and our black lab was laying in the middle of us, and all of a sudden he sat up and looked over to the corner of the bedroom where our touch-tone lamp was, and was looking and staring over there. So I thought, uh-oh, our touch-tone lamp's going to come on, meaning that either our spirit guides or my parents or somebody was going to let us know that they were going to take Dusty, our cat, away, that it was her time to pass. And so the dog had hopped off the bed, went around, went over, and was still looking in the air over at the touch-tone lamp, and just stood there. And we were laying there just watching him, and then all of a sudden the light came on. So we knew it was time for Dusty to pass away. But he had seen and sensed a spirit in the room before we knew it, and of course we didn't see it. So that was pretty cool. And then that had happened a few times where the dog would be laying there and then all of a sudden look up down a hallway or into the kitchen. And a couple times I looked in there and I actually did see a spirit when he did, and I thought, whoa, that was pretty cool. But he notified me and let me know by him looking over there that there was a spirit there. So I thought that was pretty cool. And then last night, to close this video, every night before I go to bed, once I cuddle myself into bed and pull the covers over, then we have this routine of playing with the dogs and throwing their toys and playing fetch with them every night before we go to bed. So last night I crawled into bed and I grabbed the toy and I threw it for our black lab to go and get it, and the black lab went and got it, but instead of bringing it to me like he usually does so I can throw it again, he went to the other side of the bed, at the end of the bed, stood there, was looking at something, laid the toy on the end of the bed, and then just stood there and was looking. And I thought, what on earth? What are you doing, pal? I said, bring Mama the toy. And he didn't, and he was still staring at something. And I look around and I didn't see anything. And I thought, well, that's being silly. What are you doing? So I reached over, got the toy, threw it, and he went and got the toy, brought it back. Again, he brought it to the other side of the bed, wouldn't bring it to me, like he always does, and laid the toy on the end of the bed again. And I thought, now this is strange. What is going on? And just then, on the corner of my eye, I saw like, oh, I don't know which we call, like a mist moving. And I thought, oh, is that a spirit? And then all of a sudden I saw it, and I looked over more, and I saw it go like next to me where the toy was on the side of the bed, and it ran around behind our black lab. And I thought, holy cow, there was a spirit here. He was playing, he was going to play fetch with the spirit. He was giving the spirit the squeaky toy to play fetch with him. And that, holy Dinah, that is so cool. That is so awesome. And then all of a sudden, you know, everything disappeared and I didn't see anything anymore. And the dog just, I said something to Pal, like, were you going to play fetch with the spirit? And then he just walked away and went and got a drink of water. I was just sitting there still in awe that what had happened just happened. But I definitely had a smile on my face and I started giggling. So I ran and told my husband what had happened because it was so cool. And I laid there, I went back to bed and I laid there and I thought, holy, that was so cool. Well, then when Pal did hop up on the bed, he hopped up on the bed, laying towards the end of the bed, facing the toy that was still at the end of the bed. And that's how he went to sleep. So I'm not sure what that meant, like, oh, I'll watch to see if the spirit comes back and maybe they'll still play with me. I'll lay here with my toy. I'm not sure. But I fell asleep smiling, thinking about it, about what had happened. I thought that was really an awesome, unusual experience, and I thought I would share it with you because I really thought that was really cool. Anyhow, so pay attention to your animals, their reaction, if they're looking up in the air and moving their head around. Pay attention, observe smells. if you smell anything, maybe like your mother or father's aftershave or perfume, if your dog goes and gets a toy and starts running around, it's probably a passed away animal or a passed away loved one that your dog wants to play with. I mean, I don't know. It's pretty cool how things happen, and you just pay attention to them, because it can be a really cool experiences for you. I hope you enjoyed the cute little stories that I shared, and I hope you have a wonderful week. Be blessed. See ya.